Good morning, everybody. This morning I woke up to an earthquake, so that was really fun. It was just like a very small little baby one, though. I went down to breakfast and it seemed as if everyone was normal and fine and just like super chill, so I was like, okay, cool, no need to panic. But that was interesting. I've never actually been in an earthquake before. So it was a very interesting feeling just to be like woken up by like, I was like, I don't know if I should panic or just go to breakfast. So I just went to breakfast and it was fine. Last night was my screening and it was so good. I'm so lucky to have met such amazing people that are doing what I am doing as well. And the films that were there were so well done and so well thought out and just brilliant and beautiful and inspiring. A lot of good work. And I feel super, super grateful and super honored to be shown amongst such amazing filmmakers. Oh, sorry, I think I have like a fuzz on my fucking face. And it was even better than I imagined because I don't know. Sometimes you don't really know going into those. I have been to film festivals before just to watch. And sometimes the work is like, meh, like it's kind of boring. You got to sit through some of the bad ones. But honestly, I think I got there like an hour after they actually started. But all of the ones that I saw were so fucking good and so impressive. So it was just a super, super good evening. I also met one of the fellow... Oh, I knew it. I knew I had one. I also met one of the other directors that actually did fly in for the festival as well. She was a Chinese female director, and she's so lovely, and her movie was so touching and just so fucking good. And it was actually a student film, but I was talking to Sean this morning, and I was like, oh, apparently they take their student films super, super serious because it was brilliantly done. And I just really loved speaking with her and getting insight. And it was so funny because she was very excited to also speak with me. She was very excited that both of us were female directors. And she was saying that like it's very hard for us out here. And I feel like I've been pretty lucky. I don't get that much pushback, but in general, she's right. It is tougher to be a female in the director pool or any kind of like photography, video, anything like that, I feel like. But I honestly feel, I was like, yeah, but like, don't you think we're a little better at it? Like, honestly. And she laughed and she was like, yeah, I think we can be better at it. And maybe that's why we get so much hate or so much pushback. But she was saying that she finds that a lot of people don't trust her as a female director. There's no trust there. And I empathize with that. I think people don't take female directors as seriously, and I'm not sure why. I think that's changing a little bit. But it was just super interesting to get her insight. And also I told her, I was like, she had nothing to worry about. Her work is like top tier, amazing work. She is so talented. So I was like, if you keep putting out work like that, people will listen. People will stop. Don't worry, let your work speak for itself. But that one was super good. Let me see my list. I can just actually tell you guys. And all of these are in actually their native language. They were from all over the world, but these are like the English translations of their names. So my favorites from the ones that I saw was definitely Any Old Sunday. It was a French comedy / drama, but that one was so good. It was brilliantly written, super creative, and very, very funny, and like a very dry, like melodramatic sort of tempo. And that is totally my style. I laughed so hard, and I thought it was super well done. Very, very good. Very, very good. Let's see what else. About People and About War. It was a Russian web series that was stunning. I mean, I don't know much about that team that made that film, but it says it's a web series, so I'm assuming they do a few kind of like whenever they can and just put them online. But that was super high quality work. I mean, it was so strikingly beautiful. I literally felt like I was watching a like multi-million-dollar film. It was that well done, and the story was so beautiful and so sad, but in a really beautiful way. And it was just next level filmmaking for sure. Mid Iris, that was a US comedy drama, like a dramedy. That one was hilarious, and also very heartwarming and like touching, and like made me feel all the feels. It was about like a goth kid and his experience through his life, and like how he does daily things, and why he feels music the way he feels it. And it was just very, 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 very good. Highly recommend that one. I loved it. Let's see. The Catastrophe, hilarious. It was a US comedy. It was super well written and just very, very funny. Very good-hearted, very lighthearted, very funny, very well written. What else? Grow in the Wild. That was the other female director. Her Chinese drama, so fucking good, so beautifully done, well executed, so well written, and she actually adapted. It was a real story that happened, and she felt so touched and moved by the real story that she wrote a film about it. And I loved hearing her process and what she went through to get there. And the film was so good. It was a very, very good film. And then the last one was Viva Arte. Viva Arte. Viva Art, I think. It was an Italian documentary. It was the only other documentary on the list. Mine was the short, and that one I think was the longer version. It was what we finished with, and that documentary was so inspiring because it was about what artists have in common, like the common thread between artists, which is something we could talk about all day. I mean, there's so many artists in the world, but basically that it doesn't matter what medium you're using, because they spoke with an actor, they spoke with a writer, a sculptor, a painter, and the common thread between all of us is that it's a very, very hard choice of direction in life. It's a path that is not easy and apparently never gets easier, and it remains difficult your entire livelihood. And the question is like, why do people choose that then? You know? And the short answer is that they don't. It's just something that is in us that has to come out. And I loved hearing all of these amazing artists, whether they're writers or sculptors or whatnot, because I really related to what they were saying. And like, they were asking them like, what if, you know, why don't people just do something else? Because all of them have had like side hustles, you know, no one is just surviving off of their art. And they were all saying that like financial reasons is what really is like holds artists back the most, because with tons of money, we all could do such amazing things. But that is the common thread, is that there always is usually going to be financial struggle within the artist lifestyle, because that's part of it. There's no structure like there is with anything else in the world. Like if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatnot, there's very specific things that you do to get to where you want to go, and then you're there. You know, with art and with artists, it's not like that. It's like it's a never-ending journey of struggle and creation. And I loved this one quote. The one a sculptor said, being an artist or art is the perfect balance in selfishness and selflessness. And I thought that was really impactful. And I totally agree with that. And it's something that we all go through no matter what we're working with or working on. And it's just no one actually chooses to be an artist. It is a choice to like follow down that path and to keep going, because it is a path and you have to persevere basically your entire life. It's never going to get easier. But at the same time, it's something that without it, like the one writer said, he would be annihilated if he had to stop writing. And that was such a powerful way to describe what the feeling of like not being able to create would feel like literally to be annihilated. And I think that's so powerful, because people don't really talk about artist struggles. People see the artist, you know, on the outside or on social media or whatever, and it seems very glamorous and it seems very cool and very fun and all of these things. But to actually be one, there is a lot of struggle there. And it was just very, very inspiring to see that everybody feels like that. That's the common thread. We're all feeling the exact same way. We all wish we had more money. We all wish we could create on the level that we want to create. It's always going to be a struggle to finish and to get our work out there and to get it seen. But at the same time, there's this like ingrained need in us to do so. There is no other choice. We have to do it. We have to create. It was just so fucking good, so inspiring. So I would definitely check those out if you can find them anywhere. I'm not sure if they're released yet to the public, but wow, the talent in that room. Yeah, super, super good. Anyway, I have blabbed on here long enough. Today is day 2, so I'm meeting up with my friend Kristina today, and we are gonna go have some fun. I know that we're going to go to Harajuku, and do some shopping, so yay! They have, my other friend Amma told me that they have a place called Goth Alley. That sounds like right up my alley, so we're gonna try to check that out as well. They love crepes here, so we're gonna find some crepes. Super excited for today. I'm fucking exhausted. Last night I was gonna go to the spa, but I have never felt so tired in my life. I think it's just from, I'm just going nonstop. But it's fine. I'm powering through. I just need like 10 cups of coffee and we'll be good. So yeah, come along.
Okay, this was the first stop. I cannot even express how much I was obsessed with this place, and I went every day after this. They make literally the best bread I have ever eaten in my life. They are especially known for this truffle bread. This is the one. OMG. I could eat 100 of these a day. It seriously was the best thing I've ever eaten. Obsessed for forever. Okay, we finally made it to Harajuku, however you want to say it. Don't let the crowd at the beginning fool you. It gets really hectic up there, but as you go down, it kind of lessens and you can definitely find some good side streets. The fashion here is beyond. If you want funky, weird fashion, this is the place to come. I found so many cool things here. It was where I did the majority of my shopping, honestly. I think actually all of my shopping. Also, the food is next level, like these giant rainbow cotton candies. I'm pretty sure that Lady Gaga does all of her shopping for her music videos at this location. I mean, who is wearing this? Super cool though. I love bubble tea, so to see boba actually being made, the little tapioca balls, was so cool for me. I prefer lychee jelly, but it still was really cool to watch the tapioca being made. This was another one of my favorite stores. At the beginning, I was a little nervous because it seemed a little frou-frou. Harajuku fashion is either like this, like baby doll style, or it's really grungy and punk, which is obviously my style. The further we went in, we found some really, really good punk skirts, and I bought all of them. This is my friend Kristina. She was a godsend on this trip. She lives here currently, and she is a pro in all things Tokyo, so she was a big help. This was one of my favorite stores, and it actually is a legendary store where so many famous people have been to shop, such as Marilyn Manson. The whole ceiling and walls of this place was just covered in signatures and autographs of famous rock and roll and punk people that have visited this spot to shop. You can find super good punk underground shops here. I was honestly so happy to see that the punk scene is still very much alive in Japan. I actually have never been to a place where I felt so at home with the fashion. I mean, some of it is stuff that I wouldn't wear because I can be a little bit classic sometimes. But as far as my punk side goes, or my grungy kind of 90s rock vibe, this was hitting all of the nails, and I just found myself wanting to buy everything. I've decided that I no longer want to shop anywhere in the States. I'm just going to save all of that money that I would spend on things here, and I'm just going to spend it all in Tokyo. I'm basically going to buy most of my wardrobe in Tokyo because the fashion there is next level, and it's definitely more on par with my personal style. I kept hearing about the crepes here in Harajuku, so I had to get one. If you know me, you know I freaking love crepes. You can find the ones with ice cream in New York, but I haven't found them other places really. Luckily for me, Japan also likes them this way, and it was so delicious. Poor Kristina was on a cleanse, so she didn't even get to have one. Also, she has discipline of steel because I definitely would have caved in. Overall, one of my favorite areas I visited in Tokyo.